Tutorial for the R5 section. 3 strands of thread number 3766, number 164. Outline 3 strands of thread number 3766. Start at the end point. Bring the needle up and insert it a short distance away, leaving a loop. Bring the needle up between the 2 points and pull the thread tight. Insert the needle a short distance away, leaving a loop. Bring the needle up right next to the previous stitch and pull the thread tight. Repeat the steps to finish stitching the pattern. Lazy Daisy 3 strands of thread number 164. Bring the needle up from the bottom of the leaf, then return to the starting point and leave a loop. Bring the needle up from the top of the leaf, pass it through the loop and return to the starting point. Use the same method to complete the other leaves. Adjust with the needle as needed and repeat the steps. Three strands of thread number 727, number 720 to number 703. Pistil Stitch 3 strands of thread number 727. Start by bringing the needle up from the center and stitch the long stamens from the left side. Wrap the thread around the needle 3 times. Insert the needle at the dotted outline and gently hold the thread. Finish stitching all the long stamens. Pistil Stitch 3 strands of thread number 722. After changing the thread, use the same method to finish stitching the short stamens. Lazy Daisy 3 strands of thread number 703. Start by bringing the needle up from the bottom of the leaf and then insert it back into the original point, leaving a loop. Bring the needle up from the top of the leaf, pass it through the loop and then insert it back into the original point. Use the same method to complete the other leaf. Three strands of thread number 703. Bring the needle up from below the line segment, go back into the top and leave a loop. Bring the needle up from a spot near the bottom, wrap the nearby thread around the needle and adjust as needed. Roughly measure the length of the line drawing stop as it matched. Loosen the thread slightly. Hold the loop with one hand and use the other hand to pull out the needle. Adjust the tightness of the loop as needed. Insert the needle into a nearby point. Repeat the steps to finish. Three strands of thread number 550 to number 727. Satin Stitch 3 strands of thread number 552. Start from the outer edge of the petal, come out at the bottom and repeat the steps to fill all the petals. French knot 3 strands of thread number 727. Start from the center, wrap the thread around the needle twice and go back to the starting point. Fill the center of the flower completely. Three strands of thread number 164. 3 strands of thread number 164. Come out at the third point and insert into the second point. Repeat the steps until finished. Three strands of thread number 703. Start by coming out at the edge of the leaf and go back along the vein. Start at the left side of the leaf and go back to the right side of the vein. Start at the right side of the leaf and go back to the left side of the vein. Cross over in this manner until the entire outline is filled in. Three strands of thread number 164. Start from the right side and work along the outline. Stitch in sections until the entire design is filled. Three strands of thread number 720 to number 727. 3 strands of thread number 722. Start from the center and begin stitching the long stamen from the left side. Wrap the thread around the needle once and insert the needle at the dot on the pattern. Gently hold the thread with your hand. Finish stitching all the long stamens. Three strands of thread number 727. After changing the thread, use the same method to complete the short stamens. Three strands of thread number 3766. Start by bringing the needle out from the center, then bring it out nearby. Leave a loop and bring the needle out at the crossing point. Leave a loop, bring the needle in from the left side and then bring it out at the crossing point. Repeat the steps to complete it. Three strands of thread number 322. Start by using running stitch to complete the 3 lines. Start by bringing the needle out from the bottom right of the sketch. Cover the first line and pass through the second line. Go back through the third line at the lower right. On the second row, go through the first line, cover the second line, and go through the third line. Repeat this process for each row, interlacing as you go. During this process, you can use the needle to adjust and shift the grid if needed. Continue until the entire area is covered. Then insert the needle near the top. Repeat the steps to complete all the grid work. Three strands of thread number 727. Start by stitching from the edge of the petal, but go to the bottom and fill the outline along the edge. 3 strands of thread number 703. 3 strands of thread number 703. 3 strands of thread number 727. Stitch along the edge of the outline to fill it completely. Three strands of thread number 722. Start by stitching from the inner circle. Go back to the starting point and make a loop. Stitch from the outer circle, pass through the loop. Continue stitching along the inner circle of the design and stitch from the outer circle, passing through the loop again. Continue until the design is fully filled in. Three strands of thread number 164. Start from the middle of the leaf, stitch out and back without pulling it too tight. Make a loop and stitch out at the tip of the leaf. Pass through the loop and then stitch into a nearby point. Start from the left and stitch along the edge of the leaf outline, making sure to stitch back along the veins. After completing one half, repeat the steps to finish the other half. Three strands of thread number 703. Just use the same steps as before to embroider. Three strands of thread number 703 number 164. 3 strands of thread number 703. First, use back stitch to embroider the branches, with the first stitch being a running stitch. After some distance, bring the needle up and stitch back with straight stitch. Three strands of thread number 164. Bring the needle out from the bottom of the leaf and go back to the starting point. Leave a loop. Bring the needle out from the top of the leaf. Pass it through the loop and go back to the top. Adjust as needed with the needle and repeat the same steps to finish all the leaves. strands of thread number 703. The first stitch is a running stitch. Start by bringing the needle out at the first point and insert it at the second point. For the third stitch, bring the needle out at the third point and then go back into the second point. Just stitch along the outline to complete it. Three strands of thread number 552. Start by bringing the needle out at the dotted line. Wrap the thread around the needle 3 times and insert the needle back into the starting point. Repeat the steps to fill in the entire outline. Three strands of thread number 3766. Complete the running stitch along the outline. Bring the needle out at the edge and pass it through the recently stitched in the same direction. Don't pull it too tight. Finish by securing the thread at the end. Lazy Daisy 3 strands of thread number 722. Start from the tip of the petal. Bring the needle out and go back into the starting point, leaving a loop. Start from the top of the petal. Pass the needle through the loop and then bring the needle back into the top. Embroider all the petals along the sketch lines. Start by bringing the needle up from the center and make a French knot as the flower stamen. Wrap the thread around the needle twice and insert the needle back into the starting point. Three strands of thread number 164. Bring the needle up at the first point and insert it into the third point. Insert the needle at the fourth point. Split the line segment and then insert it at the second point. Repeat the steps to complete the stitching along the outline. Three strands of thread number 322. Start by bringing the needle out the head of the outline and then insert it at the tail. Don't knot the thread yet. Keep it loose slightly. Use a separate 3-strand thread in number 552 for the stitching. Start by bringing the needle out from the second point on the dotted line, wrapping the original blue line, and bring the needle back to the starting point. Follow the dotted line. Adjust it as needed and repeat the steps. Three strands of thread number 164. Start from the top of the leaf, bring the needle out and stitch back through the vein. Bring the needle out from the right half of the leaf and stitch back through the left side of the vein. Bring the needle out from the left half of the leaf and stitch back through the right side of the vein. Keep crossing it like this until the outline is fully filled in. Three strands of thread number 727, number 817. Start stitching along the outline and fill it with satin stitch. Three strands of thread number 3766, number 703. Three strands of thread number 3766. Start by using an outline stitch for the branch. Bring the needle up at the end point, stitch a short distance and insert the needle, leaving a loop. Bring the needle up between 2 points and pull the thread tight. Insert the needle a short distance away, leaving a loop. Bring the needle up right next to the previous stitch and pull the thread tight. Repeat the steps to complete the embroidery outline. Satin stitch 3 strands of thread number 703. Bring the needle up from the edge of the leaf and go back down at the base of the leaf. Fill the leaf along the outline. Strands of thread number 703. Bring the needle up from the dotted outline and go back down at the starting point, leaving a loop. Bring the needle up at the second point and passing through the loop. Backstitch at the second point, bring the needle up at the third point through the loop and repeat the steps to complete the design. Three strands of thread number 817. Bring the needle up at the edge of the outline and insert it at the center. Stitch the web framework one by one until complete. Bring the needle up next to the center dot, pass it under the thread behind the entry point and pull it through 2 threads at a time. Repeat the steps to wrap the thread until the entire framework is filled. When working on the spider web, make sure to start wrapping the thread from the back of the framework where the thread tail is located. Adjust the tension of the thread as needed with the needle. That's all. Thank you.